Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Sexual Wire, a.k.a. Coach Bird, and I'm the host of the BYRDACGE Show. Cousin Tracey.
Hey, I'm here, fresh off a plane, but
Fresh
I'm here.
off the
Fresh
plane.
off the plane.
Let me tell you something about Cousin Tracey. Cousin Tracey don't sit still. You know what I'm saying? She's here, she's there. You'll see her everywhere. And she just got back from Puerto Rico. Shout out to my boy, classmate, the great 88, Johnny Royal. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what's up. But yeah, you don't sit still. But
yeah, I try.
It's all good. No, you do not try. On this episode, and I believe this is episode 13. Episode 13, you know what I'm saying? On this episode, we're going to talk about commitment and focus. Like how committed you have to be, how focused you have to be. As a coach, as a parent, as a student athlete, to take your skills to the next level.
Right.
Because I don't think people understand how committed and focused that you really have to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be successful. I mean, you can like, and I'm just going to say this before I let you talk, cousin. Like, just as a coach, I mean, I could just, you know, roll the basketball out or just throw some footballs on the field or, you know what I'm saying? And like, all right, you're just going to practice for a little bit. But it's more than that. I got to be committed. I got to be there every day. I got to scout. I got to game plan. I got to, you know what I'm saying? So just as a coach, it takes a commitment and it takes a certain type of focus to be successful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To be successful.
And that you have been as a coach.
I've been trying.
Yes, you have been.
I've been trying.
Contrary to popular belief, I've seen you take a program that had fallen off, and in your first year took them back to states. So
We was there.
people, you know, don't want to give you credit, but I've seen you do it. So we know your commitment and focus as a coach as well. Yeah, but you're right. It takes a level of commitment with anything, right? So if you call yourself an athlete, it definitely takes a level of commitment on everybody's part. The coach has to be committed to taking the children to bringing out the best in their craft. The parent has to be committed to supporting their child and what their child wants to do. And the student themselves, the student athlete itself, him or herself, has to be committed on what they're trying to accomplish. And a commitment for a student athlete is not only in their sport, but it has to be in the classroom too. You know, it has to be in the classroom too, because they're still, although class of 2021 and class of 2022, I believe they're not having to do the SAT. They didn't have the SAT, but you still have to have the GPA. You know what I mean? The cumulative, that's freshman to senior year. Like, you know, you got to have the core classes, 17 core classes. So it takes a lot of focus and a lot of commitment, because if you sign up for this, you got to be in it.
You got to be in it. You got to be in it. And when we talk about first of all, cousin, let's say this. It's called student athlete for a reason. Student is first for a reason.
Yes, always.
You know what I'm saying?
And we always stress that student is
always
first.
Trust that. On the BYRDACGE Show, get them grades.
You're a student first.
But like, it's not like when we was coming out of high school, and even after us, the kids that was coming out of high school, you know, they had the whole like the Prop 48. They had different situations. Now coaches are straight coming in like, what's the GPA?
Because the standards have changed. Because, you know, not only did the standards change, the ruling changed, and people are now preparing their kids earlier. So before, a lot of people rocked off of sheer talent.
Right.
Now you got kids that are committing to specializing and perfecting their craft. They're committed to this. So they're going to trainers at a young age. The parents are spending the money. They're doing all of that. So the rules of engagement have changed. You know, so the day of the dumb athlete, we don't need you no more because you're athletic.
Right.
Because we can get a student athlete with good grades and just as talented because they worked on, they committed to their craft, right? They committed. They were focused. They knew what they wanted. And so the rules of engagement done changed.
That's a great point. I didn't even look at it like that, but that's a great point. We don't need you. Like we're not going to waste our time if you don't have the grades, because
we can get somebody with the grades.
Guys, girls with grades that's ready. And just as athletic.
Yep. Right. Because before, people used to be able to live off, thrive off of athleticism. Now it's a combination of athleticism and the fact that you really perfected your craft on your skill set. So now if you're super athletic and you actually committed to your craft, your skill set, woo, child. And that's what that's what you're getting now. Yeah, that's what you're getting. You're getting kids that are really putting in the work, the commitment, and as a parent, that commitment is a lot.
Yes.
You know, as a parent, you got to know what you sign up for, because if you want your kid to be the best of the best, of course you got to provide them the best of the best. So that means you got to work to make sure you can pay for the best of the best. But then you got to show up to support them.
Think about it, because as a parent, and you're trying to get your child, you know what I'm saying, to that level, whatever. They have practice, you have practice. You might not be on the court, on the field, whatever sport it is, but you
in the car,
in the gym, wherever it is, you have practice.
You have practice. Game day, you up early in the morning.
You there. Yeah. You might as well put your wristbands and everything on, you know what I mean? And go play too, because you there.
And that's the thing. A lot of parents want their kids to be athletes, but they have to understand the commitment too. And the parents got to be focused.
They got to be focused.
They got to be focused. Committed. But you know, when we talk about the students being focused, you know, being a teenager ain't easy. So to try to be a teenager and focus on being an athlete, it can be challenging.
Yeah, very, very. I remember, you know, not dating ourselves, but I remember when I was a teenager. And I remember the obstacles to, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, you think your friends is out here, they having a ball.
But you at practice.
You got to go to practice. That could be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go to practice. I would rather be, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Saturday, people hanging out, or something's about to go on,
or at a game or something.
You at a game.
You at a game.
Friday nights, skating ring. You got practice on Saturday, or a game on Saturday.
And you gotta go to bed.
You gotta go to bed. Yeah.
So
you ain't going. You missing all of that.
You missing all of that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely commitment, focus to all our folk listening, parents, student athletes, coaches. You know, I mean, if you sign up for this, like we said, you got to know it comes with a commitment. It comes with a focus. If you want to do this the right way and want to be successful,
and this is what you want,
and this is
just know what you sign up for.
You just know what you sign up for.
Know what you sign up for.
That's the best.
And you know, and you got to understand
know what you signing up for.
What the require is, right?
Right.
You got to know when you sign up for it. You got to know what the require is, right? So you got to know if you're going to be on a good team, the coach is going to require. The coach is going to require contracts sometimes from the student to the coach, from the parents to the coach. You know what I mean? They require. You know what I mean? They got to put in the hours. They got to put in the time. The scheduling. You require. Just know what the require is. Know what you're signing up for.
Know what you're signing up for, because it's no joke. Like, I always want. Well, you know, your Uncle Bird. So I grew up being coached, and I know what coaching was about and all that. So, you know, I don't know if I even had a choice but to be a coach. You know what I'm saying? But when I actually started coaching, it was like, oh wow, this is a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shouts out to Coach Dunn. Thank you. Gave my first basketball job at Pennsauken. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Coach Dunn. I will say this about Coach Dunn. He still comes around. You know what I'm saying? I can call him right now, and he'll be like, y'all got practice Tuesday, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, but for coaching, and because you're a coach, what goes through your head, like day to day during the season, as far as like when you because you're a teacher as well. So you're in the classroom, but do you in your head be like, oh, I'm gonna try this play, or oh, let me go write this down, oh, this coach is coming to see this kid, I gotta make sure. Like, what goes through your head?
Definitely, you just said it all. I don't even know what else to say. You just said it all. And hey, I've been teaching for. Hopefully, I don't get in trouble for this, but I'm gonna say it. Like, I have my kids like help me break down film, a math class. Like, all right, listen, we're gonna watch this film. I I want y'all to take the percentage of the free throws that we missed. Like,
but that's good.
We tied in. I tied in.
I
tied in. But like you said, like, nah, it's basketball season is
like, and how your nights late? Like, are you up?
It's really no sleep. Because you my cousin, so you know our family. We competitive,
right?
So, I'm trying to every minute I can think of getting that edge to beat the opponent. Like, I'm breaking down film. I'm thinking what I have to do better, for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about, how can I put my kids in the best position that they can, be in for all of us to be successful. You know what I'm saying? I know we always say it's not all about the wins and losses, but I'm going to try to do everything I can
to win.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's not the end all to be all.
We're going to learn this during the process. We're going to learn during the process. We're going to learn some things in the process. But learning is a little easier when you win it.
Exactly.
It stings a little different when you lose it.
Exactly.
Although we teach lessons in all of it.
Right.
But we all know that the learning is a little easier when you're winning.
Exactly. You said it all, cousin. I'm thinking about all that during the day. But that's what I signed up for, one. And that's the commitment. You know what I'm saying? That's the commitment, that's the focus.
Because in your mind, is it you always want to make sure you're preparing your kids. You're committed enough to prepare your kids to get to college.
Right.
And that's where we at. Like, that's where you're trying.
Definitely. I mean, because, like we said, it's student athlete.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to make sure, the academic part is good, the clearing house and all that, and my parents. If you have a student athlete that's want to go to the next level as far as using their athletic ability, to get them to school, parents, please. It starts early. And a lot of people don't know that. You can't get serious about it. You can't get focused your senior year in high school. You can't mess up freshman, junior, sophomore, junior year, and then like, oh, I gotta get my grades right.
Yeah.
Because it starts when you're a freshman.
Right.
Like your GPA and all that.
So we're definitely going to have to go in detail with the NCAA clearinghouse on one of the episodes. So people can understand exactly what that is, the 17 core credits, that commitment that it takes, that part of that commitment.
Because a lot of parents don't know.
Right. And they always find out too late. And then they run it behind the gun. Exactly. You know what I mean? Oh, man, he dropped the ball his freshman year. We got to figure out how to get him in the sub. Because according to state guidelines, they're eligible to graduate high school.
Right.
But according to NCAA rules, they may not be eligible for a D1 or D2 scholarship.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you got to know where your kid falls, and that's all a part of the focus. Like, you
got
to know, you got to be focused on what the plan is, what the family business plan is. What the family business plan is. If your student athlete has become part of your family business plan, then you got to be about your business. You got to be focused on the business, because again, at the end of the day, the academic part is still part of the business.
True. Very true. Because think about it, there's no athletic nothing without the
school
student part.
Yeah, the
academic part. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can't even get to that part of the plan without the academic part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's just the whole key is, again, just, basically knowing what your level of commitment is. If your level of commitment is getting free college for your kids, then know what you got to do.
Right.
If your level for commitment is just keeping your kid busy, then know that too.
Right.
You know what I mean? But just know what the level of commitment needs to be from all parties. And make sure when you're out here getting trainers for your kids, make sure those trainers are committed to your child's success as well. A trainer could have 1 million players that they're training, but that don't mean they're not committed to each student's or each child's success. Because you got trainers out here that really are committed to their athlete's success, and they limit the number of people they're actually training because make sure they can focus on and be committed to what their athlete's success is. So when you're doing that as well, getting trainers and scout, doing all this other stuff. Just make sure everybody's commitment,
right,
even when you're deciding where to send your kids for high school, because now deciding high school, it ain't going to your local high school no more. It ain't going to your neighborhood high school no more.
It's like choosing a college.
Yes. Oh, I think I'm going to spend here. Let me put the hat on. I'm going to Camden Catholic. I'm going to Bishop Eustace. I'm going to Paul Six. I'm going to take my talents to Winslow. I'm going to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's the options are different now. And again, the rules of engagement have changed.
Yeah,
Before you lived in this area, you went to this school.
You stay dropping these gems.
Right, but that's
the rules of engagement are different.
They're different.
Yeah,
like
and it is.
You lived here, you went there.
Right.
Maybe with the exception of this school.
Right.
You lived here, you went there. Maybe with the exception of this school.
Right.
Now you live here, you could go anywhere.
The choice is yours.
And that's what it's called, choice. It's a choice.
The choice is yours.
You know, and then it's nothing for a parent to say, hey, I don't feel like my child is safe at that school.
Ain't that something?
And they'll be like, oh, well, you can send them down there. You just got to provide transportation.
Think about it. When I was going to Canton High. I knew I was going to Canton High since like when I was at Boswell. Yeah,
you
right. That's what I'm saying.
You had choices. This and that.
And I'm here.
And the debt back then, they wasn't paying for the debt. The debt was Camden Catholic. That was the debt. People wasn't paying for that. Boy, free education. Come on. That's what we doing. Free education. In the words I know your parents probably hit you with, people done marched for you to sit in this classroom for free. I ain't paying. We've committed to free education.
Commitment.
We committed
to
free education.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so, I mean, and we knew, like, you lived in this area. You knew where you were going.
Yeah, you was committed.
You lived in the other side of town. You knew where you were going.
Yeah, true indeed.
You know, that's why your freshman class had 1,100 people.
Yeah, true.
Sitting around the auditorium. What Jenkins said, look around. You ain't going to see some of these people in 4 years.
His famous speech.
Know this.
This
is, you have committed to high school.
Right.
But you ain't going to see all these people.
Some of these folks ain't really committed to finish in high school.
You ain't going to see them in 4 years. Just look around. Look to your right. Look at that. He was the original Joe Clark.
You don't have, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Mr. Jenkins, rest in peace, Mr. Jenkins.
And he was committed to children's success. I definitely could say that. He was committed to success of the children.
And if you're not from the city where we from, we're talking about Camden, New Jersey. We're talking about Camden High School. And we're talking about the late, great Mr. Lou Jenkins. Knew everybody. I ain't know how he knew people. Like, how you know,
because he taught like you. Like you probably, you what year you're in teaching?
27. I just
so you probably are getting kids, right? Mm-hmm. You may have had their parents.
Oh, yes.
Right? You might. Yes. So you get like 14, 15-year-olds and their parents are like 30, 32. Yes. You had them. And that's what happens with teachers. Teachers, y'all teach for years and y'all get generations of, you know, especially if, and here we go with the word again, the key phrase for today, commitment. Especially most teachers are committed to their to education, and when they're committed to education, y'all start at 21 and y'all can't be done till y'all 55.
Yeah. Now, I think they gotta go to 60, I think, or something. I'm grandfather in 25, 55. I think it's now like 30 and 60 or something.
That's the same thing with the police, though.
I think, you know what I'm saying? And another thing on that note, like our teachers, they lived in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still local where I teach at.
Right.
So I started off in Camden, you know what I'm saying, and now I teach in Pennsauken, but you know, I'm
accessible.
I'm here.
We might run into you at the shop.
Right. I see. Yeah. Right, exactly.
We might run into you at the shop, right, or the Wawa.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what a lot of jobs back then. The commitment level was different. Mm-hmm. People were committed to serving their community, and they wasn't so bent on the money aspect. Mm-hmm. Although money always is the plus, but people stayed where they were, and they put the dollar back into their community to uplift their educational system and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it was about, putting the working dollar back into your community. But when people started working in one community and living in another, that's the breakdown.
And last episode, please, first of all, make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see all the apps. But if you didn't see the last episode, Orlando was talking about that. Like
Yeah.
when he was coming through Canton High, how the teachers, the administration, even the board of education,
It was
superintendents, all
really
that,
a community.
they
It was a
was
community
in Camden.
commitment.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
community commitment to educating
Commitment,
and saving.
focus.
You know, it was, yeah. You know, so it's just like I
So
said
indeed.
that everything's changed now.
True
you know,
indeed. The
but
rules-
but
what you say? The rules of
the rules of engagement have
Yeah,
changed.
yeah,
The rules are
yeah.
different.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but again, for the parents and for the student athletes that are watching this, just know what you're signing up for.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you're trying to commit to. Know what you should commit to, and focus accordingly.
True.
Right? Put your focus accordingly. Your focus, when you're an athlete, your focus needs to be on school and your craft, God and family. Right? You know, we say God, family, football. Right? That's what they say. God, family, football. You know, so try to stay focused on, you know, what you want to do and how you want to get there and the road you want to take. And understand this, as a teenager, you're going to have some hiccups and some bumps in the road, but just with the help of God and being focused, you can navigate correctly through the bumps in the road. And that's just the key, just knowing where you want to be.
True.
You know.
True. Well, I don't, you know, I don't know what else to say on that
About
note.
to stick a
what
bow
I'm
on
saying?
this episode.
I don't know what else to say. You got any shout outs before we get out of here?
No, just my usual shout out to you know, my crew. Appreciate everybody, you know, allowing me to be on this platform, especially you, Seth, and having the time to do it. You know, in my schedule.
Because you don't stay still. So I'm thankful that she's able to swing through and knock these things out from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's
it's always
what's
a
up.
pleasure.
That's what's up. I appreciate you. You know I love you, cousin.
Love you
know
too.
What I'm saying? And hey, you know, commitment and focus. You know what I'm saying? Just be committed, be focused, whatever it is you're trying to do. Student athlete, parent, coach, trainer, whoever, whatever you're doing, just
Be committed.
Be committed. Be focused, and you know things will work out. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Love you, cuz.
Love you too.
All right. Set your Wyo, aka Coach Bird. I'm the host of the BYRDACGE Show, and we will talk to you next time.
It was a stone groove, my man.
That's the signal. Let's go.